What's up, guys? I'm back. Check it out. I've started to pick at this little hole that turned into this big hole. I have to cut back more. I kind of already knew there was a small pinhole. Well, that's a nice word. It wasn't actually a pinhole. Actually, at very first, it was a tiny little hole, and then I started picking at it with a pair of needle nose. This is a while back. I got so many things to fix on this car that I told myself, I'll jump back to that when I do, mostly all the major stuff that it needed. Now here I am, and the reason why I opened up this can of worms is because I put the trunk seal in. It's just temporary, and the reason why I did it for temporary is because I needed the seal to settle down with the trunk lid on it. Obviously, that's how it would settle down, so that I could do body work on this area, because I don't want to add super amount of filler if the trunk lid is closed down on the seal and it's being pressed on, by the expansion of the seal. So I had to let it settle so that the trunk lid would come down a little more, and then it'd give me a better idea how much filler I'm going to need, because I don't want to over put filler on it, look all thick and stupid. So while I was waiting on that, I said, hell, I got a couple other little small things to do. I will jump around and do them while I'm waiting on this, trunk lid to settle. And as you can see, let me pull the key real quick. I'm just gonna get the close. I kind of got to still push on it pretty hard. Anyway, I've looked on other Novas online, and I noticed like right here, they have a little bit of a gap. Some have more than others. And if you can see at that angle, I really don't like that opening there, but I know these cars ain't perfect, but I figured, well, I'm the one putting it together. I gotta at least try to get everything as close as possible and call it good, otherwise I'll never get done. Anyway, I think my last video I was talking about this package tray. It's pretty much, deck filler panel, excuse me. It's pretty much done. It's just right now it's in gray primer, and everything where all the welds were, I body worked them slightly. I'm gonna shoot down in this channel here, just like a little bit of textured paint, just to hide it a little more. But then up here I'll do like, I guess, low satin or low gloss. I don't want it too shiny, but I don't want it flat either. So while I was waiting on this paint to dry, because I shot this pretty thick, that way I have enough material to scuff down on. And between the trunk lid and the seal itself and this deck filler panel, the paint drying, I said, well, let me jump to some other stuff that I got to do. So that's what I ended up doing. I came back over here. I know you guys can't see, it's not very good lighting, but down in this area here, a while back, I had to fabricate this whole piece from over here to here, and bring the light there. It came out pretty good, but behind there where you can't see it, it's all pitch black, that's part of the inner tub that connects to the, the outer tub has a lip that connects to the inner tub. I had to finish welding that because at one time it was all, as everything else, rusted out, so I had to make the piece. I finished that. I still got to come back here and do a little bit of baby filler on it, not very much. But I said, well, this hole, it actually wasn't this size of a hole. Well, under all the rust, before I picked at it, as you can see, here's the inner side. There's just the initial hole, this hole here. At first it was just, a little pin size hole. Then I started messing with it, and then I started poking around, and then one thing led to another, and then I kind of already knew, since there was a hole in it, most likely the inner structure, the sail panel structure, would have a rust hole. But I didn't who expects, it's gonna be a big gaping hole. Actually, I already started to cut some of it out. Nonetheless, I'm gonna have to cut more of this back, which I don't want to do, but that's what I'm going to end up doing so I can fix this inner structure. I hope it doesn't go further, hope it doesn't go too far up, because, man, it's just, you keep going more and more and more. And it's like, my gosh, But, hey, it's nothing compared to what Shop 209 is doing, so I won't complain too much. I mean, that guy's got his hands full, but anyway. I think one of my videos I also talked about these striker pins, and I don't know, it's weird. I never tried my washer on it. It's still this threaded piece here, right where the shank is. If it was like the original ones and it had that flat spot for the washer to spin freely, when you go to cinch this down, in those last moments of really, tightening it down, since the washer would be free, it wouldn't slightly move your adjustment out when you cinch it down, because when you twist this tight and this washer turns with it, it's gonna move it a little bit. I mean, you can get it real close, but anyway, besides that, I ended up using my washers on these Dorman, solid pins, which after I put my washer on there on both sides, for some strange reason, which I'm happy. This one before, the tip of this was protruding too long with the new washer that it came with. So I assume what was happening, since they're the same thickness, but I assume the new washer, it's not completely flat, and when you tighten it down, that's probably what keeps it from backing loose eventually from closing the door. It has a little tension on the washer, but I just said, hell, let me just try mine and let's see, right? So I put the washer on there because, like I said, the front of that pin was hitting. It was hitting right there. You can see where the grease and all the crap that's right there. Nice seal, yeah? I got new ones. But anyway, you can see where it was removing, where it was just touching. So, I don't know, after I changed those washers, my door closes perfect now, which I'm happy. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So yeah, I'll do another update on this situation here. Right now I'm just trying to trim back, as little as possible to get in there, but I don't want to make it so hard where I'm having a heck of a time to get in here. I know I'm gonna have to cut this more back so I can expose more of this, so I have something, to weld to. So I say this, if you want to know, get ready to be doing rust repair, unless you buy one that's already done. And a lot of times when you buy something with pretty paint, you don't know what's under that bodywork. So, to each his own. When I got this car, at the time I bought it back from a family member, I was looking for, another Nova, and at the time they were, like, I seen some for like $2,000. That's not a lot of money, but they were crappy, and I was like, this stupid thought came to my mind. I was like, well, hell, you're gonna spend that, why don't you just try to buy back the one you sold, and instead of giving more money for someone else's stuff, that money that you would be saving on getting, your car back, you can put that extra money towards new parts. At least that was the thought. And as with anything in an old car, it all snowballs into more and more. And there was a time where I did come to a point I was like, man, I'm really down deep in this hole. And of course, as I started noticing I was going deeper into, this can of worms, I wanted to bail on it, but I didn't bail on it. I just kept chipping at it here and there, and just dealt with it. And yeah, so basically this is what I'm dealing with. I'll send you guys, I'll make another video when this part is all repaired. So anyway, yeah, I just figured I would make a little quick video. I also changed up in the front, the upper ball joint bushings, the boots. They just kept deteriorating, so I ended up getting some energy suspension ones. They seem to be better, and yeah, I mean, the car doesn't really get driven. I might, jump on it for a minute down the street, but because I'm doing metal work and it still needs, different things. It runs fine. It's just I want to get all this metal work stuff done if I can get it all in primer, have it in one color, you know, at least in primer, and then you know, block it all down and put a color on it and call that good, and then jump to the interior. So anyway, yep, I figured that's it. I keep you guys updated. If anyone's interested, leave a comment, whatever you want to do. Appreciate it if you guys would subscribe. I know my videos aren't all that great, but like I said, there's still Chevy Nova content. So, all right, you guys. God bless you. Have a good day.